Hey, good afternoon. How's it going? This is Mike over at JB Insurance. Forgive my attire. I just got back from the gym. I want to discuss some things coming up, going along with this upcoming tax season. Let's start at the top. This is something I haven't spoken on before. A good thing has happened with the IRS. They decided to give Texans an extension and several other benefits related to the winter storm that we just experienced last week in not just Houston area, but throughout the entire state and region. So I'm going to go through them real quick for you. The first one is we have an automatic extension until July the 15th. So we have 3 more months to prepare taxes and file our taxes, get them ready past April 15th. And when I posted that deadline last week, I was kind of like, hold on, because things could change. This is the 10th of deadline. Well, lo and behold, come to find out, guess what? That deadline has been extended, which is a good thing. Gives people more time. Second thing we have going on is you guys, this area has been declared a federal disaster area. A federal natural disaster area. What does that mean? Well, what that means is that it automatically opens up an additional set of property and casualty deductions that we normally would have access to. So even though it's a bad thing for taxpayers who suffered losses, legitimate losses that you can prove due to the Texas winter storm, you're able to write those off directly on your income tax return. So if you haven't itemized the past couple of years, this year might be a year you come in itemized because of that. If you haven't, if you never used this deduction before, it's very similar to the Hurricane Harvey deduction. As a matter of fact, it's the exact same type of deduction, except this particular deduction is going to be for the Texas winter storm. You can carry it forward, you can carry it backwards and claim it on last year's taxes, or you can claim it on this year's taxes you haven't filed yet. If you already filed taxes and you qualify for this program or have questions about it, we can file an amendment for you. You can file amendments yourself. Give us a call. I'll leave some numbers below or send some message. We'll see if this helps you or not. Okay? In most cases, if you have legitimate damages, it's not. The really important thing I want to stress, if you have damage and your insurance company covers it, that doesn't count. Okay? If you have damage, let's say you didn't have insurance or your insurance didn't cover this because the insurance company, depends on the insurance company classifies a loss. Let's say it classifies as a windstorm loss, or you didn't have windstorm coverage for whatever reason. That could be a reason why you could probably be in line. If you have to pay, if you're having to pay out of pocket and not being reimbursed for these damages, be it to your home, personal properties, your automobiles, your place of business, whichever one category these losses fit in, and it wasn't insured, and it's not reimbursed by government agencies, you're open to this deduction. It could be a great deduction for you. Put a lot of, if you're expecting a refund, it could dramatically increase your refund. If you're expecting a tax bill, it could dramatically decrease your tax bill. If you're a client of mine, I'll talk to you more in detail on a case-by-case basis. Okay, and it's very important to make sure that if you do file this deduction, you have your receipts and you're able to quantify in case it ever comes back up and they want to verify. I know during Hurricane Harvey, we had several customers that had to verify their losses of what they stated through the audit system, and we did a good job of walking them through it, and they passed the audit. So with that being said, I have some experience with it. I'd like to share it with you if this applies to you. The third thing that's going to be relevant is going to be if you need additional copies of your tax return, the IRS will send them to you for free if you need prior year tax returns to help figure out something for this year due to the Texas winter storm. This is going to mostly apply to people who are contemplating about carrying it backwards to a prior tax year. And you do that by amendment. If that's the case, or in case you haven't filed yet and you're catching up, you can apply it as you go along. So great. Long story short, it's a great deduction. It's going to help a lot of people. It doesn't quite replace the loss of certain personal items, and it most definitely doesn't replace the people who've lost lives, lost jobs due to the Texas winter storm. But it is some additional relief. If you have any more questions, please give me a call. We still have this awesome income tax referral program. We pay you up to $100, up to $100. All right. So I know some people are like, well, I got $75 for referral. Well, because this client, that's what was left to pay you with. So we try to keep it as close to the higher amount for our referrals as we can. But sometimes there's room for it. So we do try to be extraordinarily transparent. So don't get mad if you get $95.96. Okay, it's not the end of the world. This is how that deal worked out. Okay. Second thing, we still offer refund advance loans up until I think this Saturday. So if you need extra cash, especially with this current situation going on, and you're expecting a refund, if you filed before, hey, remind me about it. If you haven't filed before, that's no problem. Just ask me about it, and if you qualify for it, what should I get it for you? With that, I think, now I'll be honest with you, I've had people get on me about this. I think at this point in the season, once IRS begins to start funding people, the banks so quickly, the banks will start lending out less at this point in the season. But that's not a bad thing. It's just going to be one of those weird, long extended tax seasons like it was last year. And this program normally does end about this time of year. So they don't give you $6,000. You know, you request a larger loan, you get a smaller amount. It is what it is. You know, it's not something that we did, that you did wrong. It's solely at the bank's discretion, and they have their own underwriting systems we don't have access to. We just submit your application and try to get the option one way or the other. And the program's about to end. And I think next year, I don't think I know. Next year I will do a longer video on that loan product, because there are some people who it needs to be explained more in detail. And I think I do a good job when I talk to people one-on-one, explaining the fees, the structure of it, the options on it. But I want to have something kind of placed out in place for people to kind of like go back and review, because sometimes the process can be kind of rushed with incoming traffic into the office. With that being said, before I close out, I hope everybody stays safe and well. We still have a pandemic going on, winter storm or not. So be careful when you're going out and get supplies or dealing with plumbers and contractors in your home. Make sure you go back behind and sanitize them. If you ever got questions about your insurance coverage, for your existing coverage for your home or auto or your business, give me a call. Text me 713-340-7963. I'll answer those questions. We deal in insurance as well, and we have a pretty good staff of guys who have experience, not got experience, but they have experience, and they are looking forward to help you anytime that they can. With that being said, we have to get back to work. I have a client coming. I need to kind of get dressed for my client also. So pardon me. Let me get out of here. If you got any questions, just drop a comment or message me. It's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for watching. This is Michael. I'll talk to you later, okay?